Hi, Steve here in my workshop in Bellevue. Today we're doing the last lathe turning assignment in the Shopsmith Mark IV 7520 self-study course. You've had 6 assignments up till now where you've been able to practice the different types of skills to develop to do this final project. And the final project here is you're going to turn a spindle that looks like this when it's done. And this one's been done on a cherry. Now I ran out of cherry, so the one I'll be doing mine on maple, but you should be doing yours on cherry when you do it. And of course, as you remember in your earlier assignments, you started with a block of square cherry like this, and you learned how to round that into a round cylinder of a specific size of 1 3/4 inches. And then on your next assignment, learn how to do some parting on the stock and be able to do some V grooves on here with the parting tool, some parting one here, and then later you learn how then to use the skew to do some beads here. And the assignment after that, you learn how to do these coves in here. So as you see on your final assignment, we're going to put this all together and do all of the types of cuts for your final project. And of course, you'll be using the parting tool to do these tenons on the ends, as well as getting down to the specific depths we need at each of these positions here. You'll also be using your skew here to do this bead, to do this convex cut here. You'll also be using the skew to do this convex cut here. You'll be using your 1/2 inch round nose or your spindle gouge to be doing this cove in here, and also to be doing this cove right in here. And so you've got the written instructions, which has explained all that. And so before we start, of course, I'm going to put on my safety glasses. But I want to show you one thing that I did that you will not have probably done on yours. And that is, because this maple is so much harder than the cherry, I used a handsaw to actually saw in the indentation so that I could make sure that my spur drive went in deeper on the maple here than it does on your cherry. So that is an option you can do on harder stock, and I did do that on this one. You probably won't need to do that on your cherry, but I just wanted to show you that here today. And I'll line that back up again. And we've already turned this down to the 1 3/4 inch diameter that we need to. We put our tape with our markings here, just like we showed you in the written instructions, and we've already transferred the pencil marks over here onto the cylinder. And now if you'll notice back here, I've got all the supplies we're going to need for this particular assignment. I've got all of the lathe tools we're going to need here. This is what I use to cut those kerf marks in the end. We won't be needing that though. And we won't need these anymore, so I'll take these away. And of course, I've got my safety glasses here, which I'll be putting those on. I've got here some standard calipers that I'll be using to do some measuring with. For those of you that don't have calipers or outside calipers like these, you'll be using, of course, a ruler to measure the depth of your cuts on yours. And then I have here paste wax that we'll be using at the very end with the cloth. I've got here the 150 grit the 220 grit sandpaper with 156 gram sandpaper we're using when we sand towards the end. And I always like to have on hand my Arkansas stones here. If I need to touch up my skew, I can readily do that just by doing a few strokes here on my stones. I may not need to do that today, but I always like to have that handy. So we'll start by getting on my safety glasses. And now course, you should have in your written instructions the diagram here that shows all the measurements. I keep mine right here on the way tos in case I need to refer to them and look at them. I can turn off my motor and refer back to them. Okay, so let's come over here. We'll do our 7-step safety check. Got my coil lock, my tool rest that's locked in position, my carriage lock, my height lock here, my motor lock, my machine's firmly on the ground, and I've got nothing on the spindles here. And of course, we've got this set for 1300 RPM, which is your speed that you should be doing, which is going to be F on your traditional headstock. And that's what we're going to be doing for everything on this until we get to the sanding. When we get to the sanding, we'll increase the RPM for doing that. And of course, we will, on the Power Pro, we'll be able to reverse directions, so we'll be able to sand spinning in both directions. All right. So we will start with the parting tool. And here, if you look at the lines we've got marked here, I've got a bead that's going to go between lines 5 and 6. We start counting here with this one being 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to put our V cut here at 5 and at 6. So let's get started. Okay, we're going to mark at the line there. And we'll mark at this one. All right. You might be cut over on this side. Yeah, I'm going to stop here. My safety glasses are fogging up, so I'm going to switch to my regular glasses and put on the full face shield. Okay, back to work. Okay, there's that V cut. I'll do this one over here. And I'll do this side over here. I can't deepen this now. You want this to be 1.5 inches in diameter when we're done, which means you're cutting that 1/8 inch deeper all the way around. I'm going to stop that there and check it. And I've got this already set for 1.5 inches there. We'll see where we're at. That needs to be a little deeper. So sometimes it's a little easier to use the skew to get that deeper than it is to use the parting tool. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to switch over to the skew. Let's see where we're at now. Need to hit that a little deeper yet. Okay. Okay, let's check that out now. Yep, a little deeper yet. Okay, should be pretty close now. Yep, that's good. Okay, so that's as deep as we want that one. Now we'll go ahead and finish with the skew and do that bead. Okay, is that half? And we'll do the other half. Okay, we got that bead done. Now we're going to switch to our parting tool, and I want to do a parting cut up here. Remember, we want to have, this is going to be a cove that comes from here down to here, and this then will be a convex cut, goes out here, and then that gets parted down to 3/4 of an inch in diameter. So I think at this point, we'll come over with our parting tool over here. And I'll start with this scribe line right there, right on there. Just going to scribe that. And now we'll start parting right here. And now I'm going to do another parting right next to that. Now, this is starting to get a little hot. I can feel this. When this gets to be too hot to the touch, what it is right now, you need to take a break. You don't want to take the temper out of the tip of that. So I'm going to stop with this. And I'm going to go back to my skew here, because I know I need to have a nice convex cut coming from here out to that line. And I'll do this while that parting tool is cooling off. And I think I'm going to stop here and I'm going to touch up the edge on this skew. So this is my soft Arkansas here. Do that side, and I'll do this side. And I'll do it again. About the same number of strokes on each side. A few more strokes and we should have it. Okay, go over to my hard. A lot better. Okay, we'll go back to work. So this pencil line that's right here, I want to leave it. I do not want to remove it, because that is staying right at the maximum diameter. Okay, use that. Come back to our parting tool now. And go back down here. I want to widen this up here. Now we'll deepen it. Okay, so when we're finished here, we're going to take a break. I've learned from experience not to do more than about 20 or 30 minutes of a session here. So we're just at about 20 minutes right now. So sometime within the next 5-10 minutes, we'll stop in this video and that'll be the end of part 1. Starting to get a little hot again. You want to take that down to 3/4 of an inch in diameter, which means that you're going to take it in a 1/2 inch in depth on yours. So I'm going to set this for 3/4 of an inch. And I'll go ahead and set my outside calipers also for 3/4 of an inch. See how close we are right now. Let's see right here. Okay, we're at about an inch now, so we're getting down. We're getting close. We've got about 1/4 inch to go. So let's finish parting that. Okay, there we are. We're right there. So let's do this one over here to match it. Okay. Now I just want to take my skew and do that other convex cut, and then we're going to stop here for this portion of the video. Of course, that goes from, can go from this pencil line here, right where the skew is, all the way around. That item you heard me drop there is, that's my ruler. It fell off Again, I want to bring this all the way around to that tenon there, what I want to do. Now, I can't bring this down any further because I'd have to remove some of this stock, and I'm not ready to do that yet. So, I've got a few minutes here yet. Okay. I'll take my rounding tool in here. There's supposed to be a cove in here. I have to be careful here when I do this. I do not want to cut into this bead over here. So on this 1/2-inch round nose, I'm not going to be able to do this full cove with this. I'm going to have to switch. I'm going to have to switch to the spindle, which I'm going to do that now. And this is my 1/2-inch spindle. Now, to get that in there, I'm going to put it on its side here. That little notch I did there so that it's not going to slip back to the right, like that. So I want my bevel to be against that little mark there. Just kind of scoop it down. Like that. Okay. Yeah, see what happens? This went over into my bead there, which I did not want to have happen. We'll just have to work with the best we can here. See if I can clean this bead up here. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and use this skew and reduce the rest of this down to the 3/4.
It's 30 minutes.
Okay. I've been told it's been 30 minutes, so we're getting... Okay, so our tenon's done, and now there's enough room I can bring this all the way around like I want to. I want to bring it right down into that tenon right there. That's what I want to do. Okay, so that's where we're going to stop it for this part here, and we should be able to finish this on the next part. So this is the part we've done so far. It's right here. You can see. That's what we've done so far. All right, so we'll stop it here, and we'll see you on the next part.